Yo! Okay, as of today, the UK is officially in another lockdown. So nothing changes again for me. I work alone. I'm here doing mail order and I haven't opened my shop through this tier system. I haven't had the shop open. I've had people being able to come to the door and collect orders, but I'm not doing that at the moment. I haven't been doing that for a while. So it's all go for me, really. It's just the same as it always is. Mail orders running smoothly, so I'll just continue on. Okay, so today I am making my luxury Jamaican Mocha soap. I've already made it. Here it is. You can see the making of it. So it looks like this. And this one, I slightly changed the scent, so it's got a little bit more of a coffee note in it, because it's normally it smells a bit like, sort of like a creamy latte and not quite in-your-face coffee. This still isn't in-your-face coffee, but it's a slight variant. So I've just sort of made my own blend. So yeah, if you want to see how I made it, stay tuned. Okay, so let's get the lye in. And quick stick blend. Okay, that's nicely emulsified, so I'm just going to split off my white and my brown. I've already got it mixed, so I'm just going to put it in there. Not mixed, sorry, I've already got it in the jugs. Normally I don't, I would put it in after, but it's in there already. And then in the other portion, I will just give it a stir. I'm not going to stick blend that yet. I'm going to stick blend those in a second. And coffee. Quick wipe down. Coffee, I don't want too much, so I'm just going to sprinkle in a little bit. It can be a bit harsh on the skin, just a smidge, and give that a sort of stir with the spoon. There goes sirens again, every day. Stick them that a bit. No. Okay, fragrance in. A little bit in the white. Most of it in there. A little bit in the chocolate brown. So it's just a slightly stronger coffee vibe we have going on here. I always found like the one I was using, it didn't smell enough like coffee. It was more like a creamy latte with not much coffee notes at all, so I'm just, yeah, I needed to do something about that really. Stir that in. Oh, it does smell good. It smells almost like Irish coffee. Okay, so start pouring. This portion is going to be a lot thinner than the rest. It always is, it's just because it's neutral soap with no colour. Let's get some of that white in, because that's the one that's going to thicken quicker. And then chalky brown. Right, now, chopstick. I'm going to go slightly different than normal. Hang on, no I'm not. Just give me a bit more of that a sec. Just need to go a bit higher and then use that end bit for the tops in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to go more of a figure of eight swirl. So I'm going to go down, round, down, round, down, round, but still with the chopstick on its side. I'm just going to see how that comes out. It's not going to be much different, I shouldn't think, but you know, we'll have a play. Okay, so I'll get some of that chocolate colour down one side, and some of that chocolate colour down at the other. I'm going to do both sides, bringing both sides in rather than just the one. The lady left a comment asking me to do some different tops, because I do kind of stick to the same thing. The only thing I won't do is piled high tops, you know, like with the piping, because I just don't like the way that it looks, and it looks too much like food, and we have to be really careful because of the Food Imitation Act. So I don't ever do piled high toppings because they look like cake, like too much like cake, and I think it's too tempting for kids to sort of think, oh, I'm going to put that in my mouth. But yeah, I'm not a fan of high tops and all that sort of stuff, so don't expect to see that here. It isn't what I do. No shade to anyone who does it, I just don't do it myself. I just don't do it, I never have. Well, I've had a go at it, but never like really piled high tops. I just don't really do that kind of thing. And leave that to people like Katie from Royalty Soaps, because that's her signature really. When I think of those, I think of Katie, so I wouldn't want to be copying, you know. It's just when somebody does it well, leave them to do it well, I think. And everybody has their own sort of style that they like, and style that they like to make. So I don't mind trying different things. I do love when I do my peaked tops, because that's something that I've done for years, but I like this way equally, you know, but this is just going to be a slight difference on what I would normally do. So thank you to the lady that mentioned doing something different. It's slightly different, but it's not going to be majorly different, you know. I'll just try some new things. And sometimes I don't always do textured, like fully textured tops. Sometimes I might just do like a swirl in the top and things like that, but you sort of get used to what you do, and I enjoy, you know, kind of how I make my soaps. I enjoy the process. So you do get kind of stuck in your ways a bit, which isn't always a good thing, and I agree with the lady, you should try something different. Sorry lady, I can't remember your name. I do read all of the comments and try and heart every single one, but I don't always reply, because normally I'll post a video, or I've scheduled in a video and forgot when even when it's going up sometimes. And if I'm around when it's gone up, then I like to get involved in the comments, and then other times I forget, because I've turned notifications off on my phone for all apps other than Instagram at the moment, just because it becomes too much. You know, you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and so my phone would just be non-stop all day. So I turn notifications off apart from Instagram, because Instagram I probably use more than anything, and I get messages through Instagram. So I like to look on there more than anything really. But yeah, I had to turn off the YouTube comments, because it just, otherwise you'd be looking at your phone all day, and I'm one of those people that I don't look at my phone all day. I'll sort of intermittently check it to see if I've got any emails and things like that. But I don't hang out online all day, you know, like looking on Facebook, looking on Instagram. I don't do that because I don't have time. Anyway, I'm just going to tidy up here a bit and come back, because it's still quite wet on there, and I want it to be a little bit harder to do the top. Okie dokie, I think we're pretty much ready. Yeah. Ooh, might have left that a bit too long. Be alright though. That's what you get for sitting on a laptop trying to do files and sort things out, but that's okay. It's bring that in. It's actually quite nice. It's softer on the one side than the other. There we go. Okay, now a little sprinkle of coffee. I think through the centre, just to finish off. Add a little something something. It's just starting to get dark. I need to get home because Matt wants to go to the landfill to get rid of some stuff out of our shed. So, well, I think he does. Depends what he's been up to today. I think he might have been having a fire in the garden just to get rid of some rubbish. So he might not want to go today. We shall see. Okay, that is my luxury Jamaican Mocha. And I will be back to cut that tomorrow and see what we have inside. Ta-ta! Okay, so we're going to cut it now. Cut it. Some of that coffee's going to come off. I'll just take it out of its box over here. Not too much has come off. I only did that slight sprinkle through the middle, and it's pretty much stayed on there, which is good. Okay, so this normally discolours slightly, but I don't know with this new scent in there whether it will. So here's your close up. See all the coffee in there. So have I got my trimmer? I'm going to trim off the edges a second. So the first part of this video I filmed yesterday when we were still in like a tier system in the UK, and then last night Boris Johnson made his announcement that we would go immediately into lockdown. Although you wouldn't think it outside, there's people around everywhere. I suppose getting supplies maybe. So obviously supermarkets and things like that, essential businesses obviously can stay open. So I guess today, because it was a bit of a shock, well not a shock, I think everyone knew it was coming, but it was a sudden move. Normally when they've announced lockdown before, they've given us a day or two and then said, right, on this day it's going to change to this or whatever. But they didn't this time, it was just like straight away on it, we're in lockdown. Okay, I just grab my cutter. So I expect, yeah, everybody's going to the supermarket to get things. So I really hope after this that eventually life will come back to normal. Oh yeah, I have a really exciting bit of news today. I have just had my mortgage approved on the house. So, no more worry. Not that I was like majorly worried anyway, but you know, my life was in someone else's hands there. There's soap for a moment, so, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I couldn't really do anything or say anything. You know, we put our offer in on the house, but I couldn't say anything until I knew that the bank were going to give us the money that we needed on top of the money that we'd got. So it was a bit like waiting around for a while because of Christmas and whatnot. So we didn't really say anything to anybody, you know, nothing too much. And family have been asking, so how's the mortgage going? Well, it isn't, we just got to wait. And then Christmas and New Year, there was some strange days in between because it was all falling on a Friday. So yeah, we just sort of had to be patient and just wait. And it's different, you know, because I'm self-employed. I had to give all my tax returns and do all of Matt's like pay slips and things like that because he's not self-employed. He runs the pottery for a family. So it was waiting for all that to be approved as well, so they can see that I can earn enough money. And then they were asking questions about lockdown and if there was another one, would it affect my business? And I needed to prove to them that I could continue to trade without any worry. So, I mean, they got all my figures so they can see that actually last year was one of the best years I'd ever had. Several reasons, but one of the reasons was the first lockdown, everybody was going mad for bars of soap, you know, because they know like detergent-based bars of, detergent-based hand gel and that kind of thing, and the hand washes, and then the alcohol-based hand sanitizers make everybody's hands really dry. So a lot of my customers were buying a lot more than usual because everybody wanted something nicer to wash their hands with so they didn't dry out. So yes, it's probably, for once, as soap makers finally got a look in, you know. It's crazy, I was talking to somebody, well, I was talking to Matt actually the other day and a few other people about this, but normally when anything is sort of, you know, anybody's got anything to worry about, food places are normally the last place that needs to worry because everybody needs food. But in this case, it was just the supermarkets that were doing well because the food places, like restaurants, cafes, they've all had to close. So whereas they'd always take the market and be fine, this time with this, it's a completely different story, you know. And to have a small soap making business have one of its best years because of the lockdown, it's kind of strange how all that all went. I mean, not strange really, because it's obvious people wanted something nicer to wash their hands with, but what a privilege, really, you know? When you think about it, it's like, I was so lucky, and many of us were so lucky. And I think that said a lot of soap makers last year was they'd had one of the best years ever, you know? So that was nice. Anywho, I'm going to trim up these bars, and I will eventually show you pictures of the house and maybe give you a tour when we've eventually moved in. But yeah, I have got pictures of it, and I will sort of, I might just upload a couple on the end of this video just so you can see my lovely new kitchen. It's had a really nice extension on there, so I might just put a couple of pics in so you can see the kind of house I'm moving into. Okay, and then we'll do like a house tour once I've moved in. All right, I will see you later. Ta-ta.